hear you.
Well,
I can hear you pretty well, but the other person speaking, I couldn't hear them.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Okay, then I'll talk loud. Okay, it's Late Night Whispers on Nekedie TV, and I am Coco. How is everybody doing today? It's Late Night
Oh,
Whispers.
doing okay.
It's Late Night Whispers on Nekedie TV, and I am Coco. How is everybody doing today? Today is a lovely day, and I have today two people. I have one person on the phone and one person in where you all can see. So please introduce yourselves.
my name is Sonny Hills, and the person who you can't see is Dr. Edward Murray.
Oh, okay. So can you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, I'll let Dr. Edward Murray go first and let him tell him.
Okay.
Okay.
Doc, can you tell us a
Well,
little bit
my
about
name
yourself?
is. I'll talk a little bit. If
Okay.
you like. My name is Dr. Edward Murray. I had a clinic in San Diego for like 25 years,
Okay.
and we helped to transform the community to help with education and other factors connected to the status of Black people in the community.
Okay. So what got you into doing this?
Well, when I was, I don't know, I was in graduate school, I always used to imagine myself an escaped slave that was trying to run away and free other slaves. And I just thought psychology was a good way to do it because you open up access to a lot of services in the community as a psychologist. You get, help people with access to like Social Security, which is really important, and various foster status,
Okay.
things that have to do with the family's income, and it also just, are part of managing a lot of social systems for the benefits that Black people get to have in the community.
Oh, okay. So what do you do to give back? Meaning, like, can you break it down a little bit to me on how you're giving back?
Okay, well, basically, as you just help with with a lot of different kind of forms that create a certain status for people that allows them to access to a great range of benefits in the community. So you would be someone to verify a certain status or whatever that may be that will allow them access to a certain financial benefits or social benefits, and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, now you say that you're a doctor. How are you combining what type of a doctor are you again?
Okay, yeah, I was a clinical psychologist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm doing a lot of talking therapy evaluations. I may set up various, as the school system has a means of like classifying various students, and various like African American students often are shunted to certain classifications that may or may not be advantageous to them.
Oh, okay. So how, because I don't want to be wrong, so how are you taking your doctor skills, if that's how I can say that, and you're combining it with your other program? How do you do that?
Well, when you say your other program, what program? I'm not sure what you meant by your other program, because I have other programs like a book and a CD that's out called When Push Comes to Shove. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
And it teaches critical thinking training to by virtue of story. As African descent people, we always pass down lessons through story.
Okay.
And so this story was created 20-some years ago to pass down lessons of how to work through a major change or crisis in your life where you have to adapt to the situation and come up with a new way to go about things from the old way you used to go about things. And you have to mitigate certain personality traits like impulsiveness or avoidance to get yourself to reach the best conclusion for your situation.
Okay, so give me an example of an issue and how somebody would work through it. You said it's a book that you have?
It's a book. Yeah. It's a book
So
called When Push Comes to Shove.
Okay, so give me an example so that
And it's on Amazon.
Okay.
And an example might be, well, in the story, the actual example was a drought of the area, and whether there was decisions having to be made about whether to stay or go, wait out the drought, or to move to another area.
Okay.
And how you go about moving to this other area is also important. You can't just do it fly by night. You got to come up with a strategy to get you from A to B. And to do that, to have that strategy, you need to be informed about what are all the mitigating factors that are involved in moving from point A to point B, and what perils there might be out there. So this is a way of running you through how to go about making a strategy that is based on the widest scope of options you have available to you, rather than to respond impulsively to a lesser, not necessarily known set of options, or to avoid, or even worse, to avoid doing anything at all about the situation.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that went a tad bit over my head. I got a lot of it, but wow. So, by you being a doctor, you created this book. Where did the idea come from?
Oh, where did the idea come from?
Yes.
That's a good question. Very good. The idea came from working with a patient that didn't really want to talk. That didn't really want. It was like a little 16-year-old girl that was actually, she was a Native American girl, but she was very introverted.
Okay.
And it would be hard you had to come up with a way to reach her, and so, their whole tribe was about telling stories.
Okay.
So in order to convey the ideas across to her, I just made up this story one day. I was riding home from work. It was about a 3-hour ride, and I just started rhyming this story.
Oh, okay.
And it just came through me, and I put it all down, and then I spent the next 20 years modifying it.
Oh, wow.
And upgrading it to where now it's kind of like a workbook, too.
Okay. So now I know you gave her a cut, right, since you used her. That was a joke.
I'm sorry.
I said,
again.
I know you gave her a cut off of what you're making since you used her.
I don't know about that. I don't even have it. We'll see what happens. I'm open to anything.
Right. So, how long have you been a psychiatrist? Is that what psychologist? How long have you been a psychologist? I'm sorry.
Oh, that was over 25 years.
Oh, wow.
26, 7 years, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an award from Congress for transforming the community.
Oh, wow.
And
so, are you going to
have give me your email. I'll send it to you.
Okay, I'll do that. When are you bringing that to DC at all, or is that gonna just stay in Cali?
No, it's here.
Oh, it's here too?
I'm sorry, I missed your last question. Can you repeat that last question?
Is it just in California, or is it also here?
It's here with me.
Oh, it's here with you. Oh, okay. Oh, he answered the question. Don't worry about it. So you tell me something about you, because we want to know about you too.
My name is Sonny Hills.
Okay.
I was born. I'm a Choctaw native.
Okay.
I was born in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, Memphis.
According to my birth certificate.
Oh,
wow. I was actually born near the Choctaw Reservation in Mississippi.
Oh, okay.
And in the 50s, they didn't, it was to get the benefits, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They would, rather than have you on the reservation or down there in Mississippi, they would take you to Memphis and register you in Memphis.
Oh, okay.
Once you got there, I was born with the name Sonny Hill.
Oh, okay.
But once I got to Memphis, they had me
They changed
You had to you had to take on a white man's name.
Oh.
Back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the oldest male of 11 children that my mother had.
Yeah, my mom's mom had a lot of kids too. Wow.
And being raised in Memphis, Tennessee, I had what you call the worst of living in that area, but the best of life.
Okay.
At the same time, my family was not poor. I can't say I was raised near the ghetto, but I wasn't raised in it. Which meant everything that I did, I had to defend myself, and I did it very well. The Creator allowed me to get to be 67 years old.
I know that's right.
At this point. And having started at 8 years old, I was accused of stealing a car.
Oh. You couldn't even see the dashboard at that time. Good Lord.
And this white man took me to force me to say I stole the car. He grabbed me by my chest, by my shirt, threw me up on the wall, and then put his big old 15 shoe on my head and said, "Ha ha ha, I'm gonna crush this little nigger's head. Ha ha." So to go from there, I honestly had no fear.
Yeah, I think so. I think I would.
No, I had no fear because I wasn't born with that. We were trained from babyhood to not fear anything, whatever it was. I don't care how it come. I was in prison by the time I was 13.
Oh, wow.
I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Because I was put amongst scientists and philosophers and men of worth that they had stolen out of our community and locked up so that they could not contribute. When you take the warriors and the soldiers and the philosophers, you're not left with much when it comes to breeding. They kept them from passing on those
traits or
by locking them up and keeping them locked up in those prisons.
Tell it now.
When you are blessed to make it through that, I was when I was 15 years old, they had me in a coal mine.
I've seen that on TV.
You've never been
I don't.
miles and miles into the earth and forced to work and labor.
Wow.
Anybody who says they know about slavery and haven't experienced that, they don't know slavery. Where you've taken your everything is taken from you. There was a place called Brushy Mountain, Tennessee. They since closed the prison, but it was the worst prison in America at that time. But that was what my journey from there, being all them miles into the earth, to here, where in the course of life, I have about 5 pieces of paper that you can wipe your ass with. That they call them degrees. Ain't nothing but slave passes, that modified slave passes.
Oh, you still have those?
Yes, sir. Yes,
oh,
ma'am.
Wow. I would love to see that. That would have been interesting to see.
They don't do nothing but, when you have a degree anywhere, even now, you ain't got nothing but a slave pass from one plantation to the next.
Pretty much. That's a unique way to say that, but I get it.
No, that's what it is. Point blank. They just modified it. In getting those pieces of paper, I'm a custom computer designer at this point in life.
Oh, wow.
I'm a professional musician. I've been playing music for about almost 50 years now.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, 50 years because I started when I was about 17.
Okay.
But my music career actually started watching Bobby Bland, B.B. King, all of them sit up and get drunk in my house and play.
Get out. Wow.
And that's what actually influenced me, watching these people, Miss Billie Holiday, all these people came. People had what they call a speakeasy in Memphis. Well, a whiskey, actually like just a plain old whiskey house where you could go and used to have your good time, where the soldiers would come and all of the musicians, if they didn't have anywhere to stay, my aunt gave them somewhere to stay.
Oh, okay.
Or if you were running off from Mississippi where you had to escape, when black people, y'all should not be getting mad at these Mexicans and other people, because that was you 50 years ago. Because you could not just leave Mississippi. You couldn't walk away. You had to run off. You sharecropped down there. You couldn't. You had to leave by night, because they would put the sheriff on you and lock you up. We're now looking at Trump doing the same thing to us that they were doing.
I don't even want to think about talk about him. He's just.
I mean,
he's
this
a
man,
menace to society.
He's using Dred Scott. All you have to do, people, is go and read Dred Scott, where it tells you that even to this day, anything that has not been repealed stands. So Dred Scott has not been repealed, which means that, in essence, none of us are citizens of this country. If you have any African blood in you, it states that categorically. They said the 14th and 12th Amendment supposedly amended it. But if you don't repeal, it stands. This is how the police get away with killing black men. This is how they get away with it.
Yep.
They quote, the attorney will put a motion in and plead Dred Scott. You don't see every motion that the attorney files. That's the one motion that they file to get out of killing black people.
Oh.
This is how they get away. Everybody wondering what's happening. How do they do? Go read Dred Scott. As long as they're in pursuit of profit, they can kill anybody that they want to, of color, because they're in pursuit of profit. Go read Dred Scott decision. In any case, I've been working with Dr. Murray. We're working on doing an online triage.
Okay.
We have Trump has signed, I think it's 1243 minute, that recognizing the effects of slavery on black people.
Okay.
And what we are doing, knowing not just slavery, everybody, black people are in trauma. All of us have trauma. This is why we have communications problems amongst each other. When you've been been Willie lynched for 200 years, and you think that you don't have any issues, something wrong with you.
Right.
For thinking that there's no issues. But there's nowhere for black people to turn to. Dr. Murray and I are in the process of making somewhere for black people to turn to.
Okay.
We are not people who pipe dreaming. We're doing something about it. We're not just talking about what's going on with us. We're doing something. I can state categorically that this man helped me.
Okay.
As a PTSD, I'm a certified PTSD patient.
Okay.
And
yeah, maybe talk more about that program. You know, the idea of the program that we're trying to put together here. I have a one sheet on that I can get to you about it, but it's basically a podcast outreach program for like veterans and first responders.
Okay.
So that they can have somewhere to call in or tap in with their video and ask questions about PTSD related stuff.
Okay.
And by virtue of other people watching it and so forth, we're able to vicariously deliver a range of options to certain problems that people face that other people who are watching can benefit from.
Right, and you can like show them, like they can come onto the screen and maybe talk to you, and then you can help them, and then other people can listen.
Or
so
be
I understand.
directed to talk to someone.
I understand exactly what you're saying. There's a program I heard the other day about doctors that you can get into this program, and instead of having to go to see a doctor, the doctor can pretty much see you and look at you and tell you to do certain things and know whether you have a code. So that's cool. That's a good idea. I wanted to. We'll come back to. Well, let's go on. Tell me a little bit more. You all can share some more information, and then I want to at least give you 5 minutes so that you can play your guitar, because he has a guitar on the side of him if you all can't see it. And,
okay.
So give us some more information about this program. How can people get in contact with you? How do you have to register for it, or what?
Okay, now we're still in somewhat of a development stage about it. You know, we have our platforms together and everything, and we're coordinating our equipment and such like that. But it's not currently streaming right now. But our plans are within a month or so to be streaming.
Okay.
But the idea, if they want to get in touch with us prior to that, is maybe we can leave you emails and such, like exchange emails. People can email you, or whatever. You can kind of relay it to us that way.
How about this? This is what I'll do for you. The week before you all start to air, I'll bring you back on to my show, and then you can give everybody all your information then, and then maybe we can have like a little video that we can put up so that people can kind of see
I'll
you all in action.
Right.
So
that's very good. Yeah, that's right.
I'll be open to doing that. So just keep me abreast of whenever that week of your starting, and I'll let you do that on.
Thank you.
All right. So how about this? Can you give us a little? I want to hear some music.
Well, I'm gonna do a song called Nobody Else.
So my email is lwordman37@gmail.com.
Okay, and do you have a number?
619-750-3838.
Say it one more time, please.
619-750-3838.
Okay.
And my email is sunmanmusic@yahoo.com.
Okay.
My number is 619-559-8732.
Okay.
Or 717-893-1340. Either one is good.
Okay. So, Doctor, are you going to hold on for a while, or how are we going to do this?
You can hold on, Doctor. Hold on for a few minutes.
Okay. We're going to put the phone down for a minute. Okay. Give me that.
Go ahead.
This is a selection called Nobody Else. This is a song I wrote about 30 years ago.
Okay.
It is now on one of my CDs called It's Time.
Okay.
Nobody else Nobody, nobody else. If I don't have you there for me. Nobody, nobody else. If I don't have you there for me. Nobody, nobody else. You're the one for me. I'm the one for you. Can't you see? That's the way God meant it to be. Nobody else will do. Nobody else but you. Nobody else. Nobody else. You were there when no one else believed in me. You're the one, your love set me free. Nobody else will do. Nobody else but you. Nobody else. Nobody else. Nobody else.
That was nice. I could see me walking down the aisle on that song. Now, are all your songs, let's see, I don't want to use the wrong word. Because that was a song for 30 years ago, are your songs now the same?
No.
So, okay, so give us something. You ain't got to go through the whole song, but can you give us something that's up to date? So we can kind of see. Well, you said 30 years ago.
I wrote it 30 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I just published it.
Okay. All right.
That's up to date.
You kind of knocked me down on that one.
No,
I just when you said that you wrote it 30 years ago,
30 years
so I was assuming that you created it 30 years ago. So therefore now,
no, I didn't.
It's 30 more years. So
And it's still
and yes, it's
doesn't have a
relevant.
time, sweet.
Right. Okay, maybe I'm not saying. I know what I want to say. It's just
doesn't
not
have
coming
a
out
time.
the way I want to say
I
it.
know what you want to say.
I was want to say, do you have more
Yes, I have
upbeaty
lots
type of things,
I have a lot
or?
of things. I'm gonna do this.
All
My
right.
mentor was Mr. Curtis Mayfield,
Okay.
and wherever I go, I usually like to do
Something of his.
something in memory of this
Okay.
one of our greatest poets
Right.
and composers. I'm going to do a song called Little Child.
Okay, I know it's gonna sound good. I'm listening for that. Waiting for that.
Little child running wild, what you want? See, he never smiled. Broken home, his father's gone, his mother's tired, so he's all alone. It's kinda sad, he's kinda mad, the ghetto child, thinking he's been had. In the back of his mind he's saying, I didn't have to be here, you didn't have to love me, while I was just a nothing child. Why couldn't they just let me be? Let me be. Let me be. Let me be. Ooh, let me be. One room shack on the alley back, controller toe from across the track. Where is the mayor who makes out his fare? He lives outside unpolluted air. Painful rip in my upper hip. I guess it's time to take another trip. Don't care what nobody say, I gotta take the pain away. It's getting worse day by day, and all my life has been this way. Can't reason with the pusher man, finance is all that he understands. You junkie mama close, you know, would rip her, but I love her so. I love her so. I love her so. I love her so. Oh, I love her so. Painful rip in my upper head. I guess it's time to take another trip. Little child running wild. Watch a while. See, he never smile. He's got Jones running through his bones. I'm sorry, son, but all your money's gone. See, never. See, never. See, never. See, he never smile. See, never. See, never. See, never. see, never smile.
Man,
That was interesting. Oh my goodness, I didn't know what to do with that one. Wow. Okay. Well, can you two? I'm gonna give you a few more minutes. Can you two give us just a little bit more? Tell us something that we didn't ask, something that you thought of, something that I didn't ask you, or you got a few more minutes. So
Sure.
just give me something else.
Doc, would
Oh.
you like to speak?
uh, say again now, about the music or the program?
Both,
Both.
either one that you want to, because you got a few more minutes, so I want you to either you can tell people your plans again, you can tell them how to reach back in contact with you. I'm assuming sometime in the end of October, you all will come back and I will interview you so that you can tell people about your.
Yeah, okay. I guess I should take this opportunity to say you can go on Amazon and look up When Push Comes to Shove under Dr. Murray, and that's where the book and materials are. As far as I probably have an email contact there. As I mentioned, my email contact lwordman37@gmail.com. So if anybody has any questions about anything that we're doing or anything to add, please contact us. I like the interposition of music at the end there, because one of the ways that our people and many peoples convey their words of wisdom to their culture is through music, and music is a very important part of what we do too. So we'll be definitely looking at elements of music to convey our message. But at any rate, I think it's a good thing when people come together and try to put out the words of guidance and wisdom and help to those who are, that's actually probably most of us, going through a range of transitions and situations and challenging circumstances that we face.
Right.
Because we got to understand that we're not the first person to go through it. We're not alone. There's a path for getting through things that we got to understand, that we got to learn how to follow and come up with a way of wisdom. Let's just put it like that.
Right.
We got to try to move our life forward. I was just walking. That reminds me, I was just walking across the street the other day. Well, I was rolling. Actually, I was in a wheelchair, an electric wheelchair, rolling across the street. I was walking with this man, and somebody drove in front of us real fast. Kind of cut us off as we had the walk sign. So he gets mad and takes his bottle of water and just throws it at the car, hits the car. And then the car slows down a little bit, and they decide to go on down the road. So I had to tell them a little bit. I said, "Look, man, you never know what kind of reaction that was wrong with what they did.
Exactly.
But you got to come to a little smoother way of going through that, because that could have resulted in this, that, or the other."
Exactly.
And that's our whole point. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. I mean, you got to work in a fluid environment, right?
Right.
You got to work a fluid environment, right? It's always changing and coming up with some kind of pushback or whatever that's going to try to thwart our movement forward or upward or whatever. And we got to come up with a way to navigate all of that stuff.
Right.
Whether it's certain kinds of practices you do, working out or deep breathing, praying, and whatever it is you do, you better be doing it.
Exactly.
Because this world is not playing with you.
Nope.
Or playing with any of us.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
And catch you slipping, mentally slipping the wrong way, which I guess, all of us have some vulnerabilities. That's the thing to explore.
Right.
You can't think you are above reproach when it comes to life throwing you a curveball and you're not reacting the right way. Life's going to throw you a curveball, and you got to be able to react the right way at the right time.
Right. Well, again, I appreciate you two for coming. I appreciate you being on the phone, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate your music. I just want to get ready to close now. If you have anything else to say.
I would do.
Okay.
You can find, I have a thing called Base History on YouTube. It's Base History Living in Peace, Sunny Hills. on YouTube. I also have my music is at Arteg Unity, and that's the word ghetto reversed with unity on it. It's Arteg, Otteghg, Unity, one word, Arteg Unity. And I have about 2 hours of music up there. So
all right.
Hopefully I'll see some new viewers.
Okay.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to what I did, and I appreciate being on
I appreciate
this
you
lady's
too.
show.
It's Coco, and before I end, just to let everybody know, Friday, yesterday, we gave out the backpacks. I'm going to show you a few pictures of what we did, and it turned out really, really good. I learned a lot by doing this backpack drive. I know what to do for next year so that I can be a lot more on point. I either had too many backpacks, not enough supplies, or not enough supplies and too many backpacks. But I really, really enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed doing it with the kids. I have a school now that I'm going to probably end up dealing with, Kettling. I think it's middle school. So Top Pond, who was here last week, we're going to start doing something with that particular school, and also the insurance company that donated as well. So I'm hoping that everybody gets to see all the pictures that we put up. And if anybody chooses to donate, please reach out. Late Night Whispers on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, and whatever else you can think of. My number is 202-510-2199. My email is the number 4, Janet80 Gmail. And I think that's about it. So it's Coco and Late Night Whispers on Nekedie TV. And I hope everybody has a beautiful weekend.
And this is Sunny Hills. Thank
All
you
right,
for
thank you for having us.
have a blessed life.
We still waiting on him to decide. Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. Here's the video. I was getting ready to say goodbye.
I want to. I'm just waiting for him. The last.
All right.
He did the bunny
Right.
rabbit and the tie under. I see it, yeah.
So before you close out again, we're gonna be showing more pictures.
Okay. Well, oh, okay. So this is at Kettling School, and Stuffy with the blue shirt on. He's Top Dollar Pond. Donna was there, and I don't remember the other lady's name. And then the guy with the glasses is the principal. Again, we are going to do a toy drive there and probably Thanksgiving baskets, but we're working on that now. So if anybody wants to donate again, reach out. And before I close, if anybody has a business or would like to, I don't see nothing. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. There's another picture of us. There's Stuffy and Donna. And the lady with the yellow shirt on, she works there at the school, and I can't really see who's in, but there's a whole lot of kids there. And we really couldn't show the kids' faces because we did not get permission. But I now know the things that I have to do for the next time, so I'll be better on point. But I think we end up giving them close to 60 backpacks, or a little more. I lost count because the kids would come in and we would give them out and then we'd count out again. So I know it was at least 60 plus. So I do appreciate Kettling School allowing us to do this. And again, if anybody has a business or any type of thing that they would like to promote, and I think we have one more picture that's getting ready to come. Okay. And that's the principal in the middle. That's Donna. That's Stuffy King Pond. You see me looking crazy. And the lady in the yellow, she works there as well. And the lady with the cornrows, she works with Donna in the, oh my God, what's the business? Health health care. I mean, insurance. So they do insurance for people, all type of insurance. You can not pay a whole lot of money for their insurance. And you know, we're good. Okay. So again, if you have a business, please reach out. Big, small, whatever. If you're thinking about trying to start a business, please let me know. I'm Coco, Late Night Whispers on Nekedie TV. Have a blessed night and a good weekend. Mwah!